Yes, I am Marta, this is Kerstin, and we are very, very happy to share with our journey. TOC, so Theory of Constraint and Critical Chain Project Management, how it shifted our Agile mindset. So the long story short, when I joined to this company, it was a fast-growing Polish cloud company where real science meets climate challenges and similar things. I was really, really excited. But my excitement stopped very, very fast because what I saw, it was huge misunderstanding about Agile mindset. So I rolled up my sleeves and I started doing my typical Agile job as I could in these circumstances. But after a year, I was so exhausted and I said, no, we have to stop. There is still something wrong. Too much whip and no empirism. So we sit down and we started again to find what is our real problem. And just to make very short story about this workshop, it was especially about a lack of clarity and predictability. So it delays our initiatives to deliver to our customers. Our workflow was all the time interrupted by many things, and we were in this firefighting mode all the time. And what was also very important, it was that still the responsibilities were unclear, so also impacted especially on this that our teams were desynchronized. We were waiting very long time for decisions. And last but not least, our culture was infected by all of this and people were really, really overwhelmed. And our colleague Joanna, she was affected by theory of constraint and she brought this idea to us, to our company and to our board. And our board said just, let's do it. And this is the way how our journey with dolphins began.
Exactly. And it began in March 2024. And when we come to a company to help with flow, then what we usually do is also some sort of assessment of the flow symptoms. One of them being, how is the state of bad preparation or not having full kit? And you see, like, green means very, very good. 10 means we're really missing everything to really get started. And Cloudflare was about in the orange.
Yeah.
Second, a very important scale was desynchronization, as Marta already said, that do we have something in the red zone saying like everybody has their own priorities, whoever shouts the loudest, or are we totally synchronized? And you see that was like very dark orange, so big problem here. And what we're especially always looking for on the team level is, what about the multitasking? And here you see also it's 7.3, so very, very high multitasking, a lot of stories, work packages open at the same time. And that's where we started. The survey, of course, has some other metrics also. What we see here, like the dark black ones, this is the scores from Cloudflare in March 2024. And the gray bubbles you see there, that's the benchmark of 650 companies where we did this study before. And this is always the status before you start to improve flow. So you are somewhere in the mix there.
Yes,
and of course we try to improve that.
Yeah, exactly. So when our problems meet data, again, we make a workshop where we were trying to find, so what is our real goal? What we really need? And the answer was very, very clear. We just want to make our work better. We would like to find a way to manage our quite complicated portfolio, because we are combining projects and products, and also we wanted to be more predictable and build a system which is growing with us. This company is still growing and growing, so we have quite rapid growth. So it was extremely important. And like Goldratt said in his book, that the system is as fast as its constraint. So with this insight, we realized that we don't want to juggle with initiatives anymore, and we want to have a real flow of value.
And that's where we started in March 2024. And what Marta is presenting you now is where you are now, because we helped you with knowledge transfer and some coaching, but they did the change.
Yeah.
And before we say what we did, we show you the results up to now.
Exactly. So here you can see the real data. This is our throughput of our initiatives. And here we can see and compare 2023 with so far with 2025. So in this case, we can see that our throughput increased about 43%. And when we will keep this pace, the forecast says that we will be better comparing to 2024, about 78%. And we are really celebrating those numbers in our company, because it's really, now we have real proof that it's working, and we are not juggling, we are not so in this firefighting mode anymore. And that was a hard data. And also I would like to share with you some data about our mindset. I will not explain everything what is here, just to highlight what is very important, especially for me as an Agile coach, is that our decision is really driven by data, current real data. And also now we know what constraint is, how to name it and how to manage with constraints. And also what is very, very close to my heart, I can see the cooperation between product management and project management. And last but not least, what is extremely nice and good for us, it's that we save actually about 8 hours per day of high salary per week. Sorry. Thank you.
Yes.
8
that
hours.
Would be lightning fast.
Yeah. 8 hours per week. Just rejecting really, really useless meetings, because now we have possibility to inspect and adapt every day. So how we got there?
Yeah, what does that have to do with theory of constraint and critical chain? Well, what you have to remember, and you know that flow is physics, yeah? And it's the law, Lilith's law. And what does it say? It says if you have a throughput of like 2 initiatives per month or something, and you also start 2 initiatives per month, your work in progress should be stable, and then the lead time is also stable, hopefully with not a lot of waiting time in between. But when you overload the system and you still have a throughput rate of 2 initiatives a month, but now you start 4 a month, what will happen, of course? the WIP increases, and so does the lead time. Yeah? So that is the most important first step of also theory of constraint, to say, okay, we cannot go faster than what the system can handle. And the system only can handle as much as the constraint has capability. And every system, that's from system theory, has one constraint somewhere. So find it. And it can be one employee. I don't recommend to have that, like having a single employee that's constraining the output of the company. But very often it's a team or a skill. In Cloudflare case, it was the architects. Yeah? Sometimes it's also a phase, like integration phase or concepting phase, where you need a lot of those special experts. And what we have to do then, and that is top management job, and Joanna, as head of PMO, did a great job supporting top management with data, is we have to limit what we put into the system to what the constraint can handle. So before you maybe have a lot of teams that are overloaded, one is always the most overloaded. So cut it down so that that team is only loaded to 100 or let's say 80% planned, because there are some things coming up anyway. And if you do that, all the rest of the teams should be in underload. And we want that. Because if you stagger initiatives according to the capacity of the constraint, you can meet the due dates and you decrease lead times and increase throughput. And that's something top management has to do. That means you stop initiatives. Second part, like Joanna said, was the full kit good preparation. We have to agree on at least what kind of minimal information do we need from product initiatives and also from custom initiatives to make a concept, to know about the dependencies of work packages, the technical dependencies, and make a plan out of that. So if we do that, we also gain less multitasking, less waste, less effort, and that also decreases lead time and increases throughput. And the third thing is about how do we get out of this, that everybody has their own priorities. We need synchronized priorities. So whenever you estimate something, there are buffers, maybe on a work package level or on team level. And what we want, and that's a little trick, is to say, yeah, buffers are okay, we need them, but we want to have it at the right place at the end of the initiative. And this should be transparent for everybody, this buffer. And what we ask now the teams from Cloudflare to report every day on work package level, just the running work packages, how much time do you still need to complete? And what we gain from that is a traffic light, that you see the progress of an initiative, let's say it's 50%, and you see the buffer consumption, it's maybe also 50%, you're fine. But you're in the red if you only have a progress of 30% and 60% buffer consumption already. And that traffic light is the priority throughout the company for everybody. Also for management in the portfolio, saying, okay, we want to keep the part of initiatives that are in the red lower than 10%, because otherwise that is a sign that we still have too much WIP in the system. And how that looks like when you do that with real data, you will show.
Yes. So daily basis, our portfolio looks in this way. So here we just see some traffic lights, so green and yellow area. These are initiatives, it's real data. These are initiatives going very, very smoothly. And on the red one, they are already were buffered, were consumed. And the most important thing is that we don't need to take a look every day on these other initiatives. We are concentrating only on those initiatives on red field. And there, together with product managers and project managers, we are looking for solution how to deal with it, how to regain buffer, or how to help other teams. Just here is happening real cooperation. And here in this picture, you can see that also our capacity is no longer hidden. We can see capacity of our teams. So we will not start any new initiative when we will see that some of our team is already booked. So this is what we are looking on a daily basis. And also, what is the most important here in that point is that it's not only about performance; it's about people. So here you can see the real quotes from our people. And our purpose was to find a win-win solution where our flow and satisfaction of our people are in this win-win mode. So I guess that we could manage it after a few months of working together. Yes,
that's very important to have it combined.
Yes, and. Our takeaways. I see that time is running. Our takeaways. So first of all, what we've learned. We've learned that real impact happens when we are taking care and limiting our working progress, and we are sharing with knowledge and also with skills between teams, helping each other. Second thing is that real change will happen when we are really transparent, and we have to be really patient and persistent in this. Third thing is we have to be brave to look at data and face with them and make decisions around them. Of course, not everything still works perfect. There are still some tension between product and project management. Sometimes we start our initiatives too fast, and maybe our preparation, our full kit is still, the quality is varied. But we are learning, and we have this system where we can learn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and from our part, this is just something you have to remember, focus and finish. And also, the last elephant is faster through the door if you go one after the other. And that's something management also has to understand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I've got a question. Don't run away.
Yeah.
So just a last thing, that you can use this QR code. Mm-hmm. Kerstin, what we will find there?
There you will find the flow study. So if you want to have a survey from your team or your company about the flow symptoms, you can scan that. We also have some flyers here and here. On the back, you also find a QR code for a community of practice. You can join and just talk about how to establish flow.
Thank you very much for sharing us with this tool. And I've got a question. You showed the throughput for the initiative. Could you please provide example of such initiatives so we can assess how complex they might be?
Mm-hmm. So in our company, we change a little bit how to call projects or customer solutions or product or features. We just call it initiatives. And we are trying to do in this way that they are comparable around sizes, time consuming, teams engaged. So for us initiatives, it's just action to do some value.
So initiatives can be product oriented,
it could be
and they have
exactly.
customer.
Like creating new report, or this is something like, creating something really big which will take for 2 months for a team.
So just some example.
I don't know if I can share with.
Okay.
Example? Okay, some new interface for processing data from satellites, for example. Yeah, it will be just interface, you load data here, and there are just some...
Yeah, and there are initiatives like from up till 3 months until 12 months.
Yeah.
But the size of the initiatives, also from the throughput data we showed you, they stayed the same.
Yeah.
The average initiative length or complexity is the same in 2023 as in 2025.
Yes. In this case, we are...
So they are normalized.
Yeah, we could say in this way.
Thank you very much.